Hello, welcome back to the water. My name is Beast, and I'm back with more my Klutzy Cupid. I'm gonna keep it short today, and if anyone can complain, then they can complain harder because they should be lucky. They can't complain any harder because they should be lucky that I'm recording at all because I was considering not actually recording today. I'm exhausted from work. Then again, when aren't I? That's kind of a norm. But yeah, I'm keeping it short, not just because of that, but also because I have the aforementioned interview tomorrow. So I have to wake up tomorrow. On top of that, I also have an interview on Thursday as well now. So that's also going to be fun. Also, I'm dead tired because I did not actually sleep that well. See, I managed to start at like 8:30 because I got home from work early at 4. Yes, I'm terrible. I actually actively had to fend off sleepiness while I was lying in bed after my shower. But hey, I managed to get up, and here I am. So let's just get into it. The next morning, arriving at school, I immediately looked around for Saijo after entering the classroom. Perhaps due to openly admitting to being interested in her last night, I was feeling strangely conscious of her. As usual, Saijo was busy studying. Even while she was concentrating, she looked beautiful. What should I do? I'd like to go over there and talk to her for a bit. I should just work up the courage and do it. But then again, I don't want to disrupt her while she's trying to study. Ask her, I'll just walk over and say hi. If she looks annoyed, I'll stop right away. Making up my mind, I went over to Saijo's desk and timidly cleared my thoughts. Morning, Saijo. Perhaps absorbed in her studies, Saijo didn't immediately look up from her notebook. After a few seconds, however, her gaze slowly lifted and she looked at me curiously. Then, as if finally realizing that it was me who had spoken, she mysteriously averted her eyes. She eventually replied, her cheeks slightly flushed. But her eyes soon went back to her notebook when her expression returned to its usual serious demeanor. It seemed as though I was being a bother, so I quietly decided to leave her alone. Although it was just a simple good morning, the fact that Saijo had responded to my greeting was already enough for me. A little while ago, I couldn't have even imagined myself on speaking terms with her at all. After all. At lunch break, I sent a message to our group chat asking when everyone would be available to play Thousand Guns again. It didn't take long for the others to respond. Finally came Saijo's response. She was willing to play with us even when she was busy streaming, huh? Plus, she even wanted to have an entire gaming marathon sometime soon. Of course, it could just be that Saijo really wanted to play Thousand Guns. Even so, it made me incredibly happy to know that she was opening up to us like this. That night, gaming. After coming home from work, Ale and I quickly got ready to play Thousand Guns. Since work had dragged on a little longer than usual, we were already 5 minutes late to the party. I hope Saijo hadn't been waiting too long. After hurriedly putting on my VR goggles, I was ready to go. Alright, let's get started. Roger that. Launching the game, I navigated my way to the lobby where Saijo was waiting for us. Rinka called out to me in an annoyed tone, arms folded together. Sorry, this big group of customers came in right before our shift ended, so we ended up having to stay a bit longer to deal with them. Really, I'm sorry, but you know how it is. We're not supposed to use our phones while we're on the job. Plus, I thought I'd be able to make it in time if I ran back home. Since I changed as fast as I could and sprinted back, I didn't really have the time to text you. And though I did think about messaging you when I realized I was gonna be late, I thought you might not notice anyway if you had your VR goggles on. So I just decided I'd explain what happened after logging in.
なるほど。そういう事情なら仕方ないわね。
Thank you for being understanding. Still, I really do feel bad about all three of us being late. As an apology, I'll do anything you want, as long as it's within my power.
なんでも
Yeah, though hopefully you don't order me around to come to school naked tomorrow or something.
そんな命令するわけないでしょ。バカじゃないの。でもそうね。なんでもって言われると迷うわね。私参戦です。すみません、お待たせしました。ソラさんもまだ来ていないんですね。
Nah, but he got off work at the same time as us, so he'll probably be here soon.
そうですね。おしゃべりでもして待っていましょうか。ちなみにお二人でどんな話をしていたんですか？
Nothing really, I was just saying I'd do anything she wanted, so Rinka was trying to decide what to make me do.
ちょっとそこだけ切り取って話すと私がサディストみたいじゃない。
Oops, sorry.
まったくもう。なんかお二人っていい感じですね。いっそ付き合っちゃえばいいんじゃないですか？
Huh? Where the hell did that come from? Perhaps Ale thought it was helping, but that was way too abrupt, incoherent, and quite possibly counterproductive. Whoa, we're just friends who have similar hobbies, that's all.
そうよ。変なことを言わないで。一緒に否定するところも仲がいいですね。息がぴったりで新婚夫婦みたいです。
Damn it, Ale!
ごめん、お待たせ。
As I was regretting my decision to tell Ale about how I felt about Saijo, Sora finally logged in as well. Good, this was my chance to change the subject. Alright, now that we're all here, let's get started, shall we?
はーい、頑張りましょう。
Oblivious to my annoyance with her, Ale let out a spirited cheer. I'll have to remember to give her a good talking to later. When the four of us first started playing this game together, we'd had a rather hard time winning matches against other players. It was only natural, of course, since we were new to the game, but things were different now. In addition to having learned the game's mechanics, our teamwork had also dramatically improved. Our overall win rate had also improved, considerably raising our player rankings.
私たち、今日はすごく調子がいいですね。
Rail said happily after our third match of the day. Yeah, I feel like our coordination's gotten noticeably better. I don't think we've come close to losing, even against players who started around the same time as us.
この4人でパーティーを組んで本当に良かったよね。
Thrilled at having won 3 whole matches in a row, we all took turns praising each other's skill. Rinka, however, lowered her head in
調
apology.
子がいいところ申し訳ないんだけど、今日はこれから配信があるからそろそろ離脱するわね。
Oh, right, it's already that late, huh? Sorry we didn't realize.
3人は気にせず続けていいから。
Nah, I think we're all gonna call it a day too.
そうだね。今日はもう終わりにしよっか。私に気を使わなくていいのに。気を使っているわけじゃないですよ。このゲームは4人でやるから楽しいんです。
She's right, so let's play again next time we are all free.
ありがとう。そういうことを言ってくれる人ってこれまでいなかったから嬉しい。それじゃあ。
After muttering this shyly, Rinka hurriedly logged out before any of us could respond. After logging out 1,000 guns and taking off our VR goggles, we decided to tune into Cotton's stream.
ハローハロー YouTube イエーイ。みんなのかりんちゃんだよ。今日もかりん旋風巻き起こしていくからね。
He sure is cute today, like always. Ale and I stared down at our phones, our eyes glued to the screen. Felt a little strange knowing the girl I'd been playing a game together with just minutes ago was now streaming in front of hundreds of other people. And perhaps it was my imagination, but Karen seemed even more beat than usual today.
ねえねえ、みんなちょっと聞いて。前に私サウザンドガンズで野良プレイしているって言ったでしょ。最近クラスの友達もサウザンドガンズに興味があることが分かって4人でチームを組むようになったの。サウザンドガンズは野良でやるのも楽しいけど、家庭パーティーでコンビネーションを磨いていくのもすっごく楽しいね。
Karen sounded absolutely delighted as she told her viewers about these recent developments. Hey, Al, how's classmates she's talking about?
はい、私たちのことですよね。
Thought so! I never imagined the day would come when I'd hear Karen talking about me in the stream. This was unbelievable. A lot of things had happened until this point, but now I can safely say I'm glad I came across the love note.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
The following night, the four of us organized another gaming session to play 1000 Guns together again. Since none of us had any particular plans today, we could keep playing as long as we had the energy. Put on my VR goggles and was about to launch the game. But just before that, I recalled what happened last night. Oh right, I forgot to say this, but I'm gonna need you to not try and hook me up with Saijo so openly like you did yesterday.
なんでですか？私の恋愛サポート完璧だったじゃないですか。
I honestly have no idea what makes you say that with such confidence, but teasing her like that was a terrible idea. The fact is, it didn't help me get closer to her at all.
それはつむぐさんが乗ってきてくれなかったせいですよ。
Oh, so now it's my fault?
私が付き合っちゃえばいいんじゃないですかって言った時に、そうだなって答えていれば、今頃カップルになっていたかもしれないんですから。
Yeah, right, if relationships are that simple. Anyway, just promise you won't tease her like that again. My future sex life is on the line, you know.
わかりました。つむぐさんがそんなに嫌がるなら、もう恋のアシストをしないと誓います。
And I've asked you to in the first place. Whatever, let's just log in already. After hearing Love Me L's excited reply, I quickly booted up 1000 Guns. By now, the four of us have significantly improved our game mechanics. We were getting much more used to the game and able to see bigger picture as well. If everything went as it had last night, we'd be on a huge winning streak today, too. Or so I thought as we joined our first match.
リンカさん、今日は随分ミスが多いね。もしかして体調が優れなかったりする？
We had just finished our third match and returned to the lobby when Sora voiced his concerns aloud. I've been thinking the same thing. Her performance had been rather lackluster today, so she made mistake after mistake. In all honesty, all three of our losses today had been the direct results of her missed plays. However, all these blunders were ones that she'd normally never make. I brushed it off as a careless mistake the first time it happened, but after 3 in a row, even Sora couldn't help but notice. Rinka seemed unamused, unsure of how to answer Sora's question. I suppose the kind thing to do here was to bail her out. If you're feeling tired, maybe we should call it a day. There's no need to force yourself to keep playing.
その通りです。健康が一番大事ですから。大丈夫。私は何ともないから。
Her tone was unconvincing. It was clear she was hiding something. Well, if you say so. If it wasn't a physical problem, maybe something was worrying her mentally. If something was troubling her, I wish she'd talk to us about it. However, we still weren't close enough that I could ask her about it without prying. Besides, it could be something that she can't really talk with other people. Talk about with other people. In the end, I decided to simply pretend not to notice anything wrong. Alright, let's pick ourselves back up and go for one more match.
でもごめんなさい。私はこれから動画の編集をしなければならないの。だから今日はここまででいいかしら。
Oh, sure. Thought she said she had no other plans tonight.
もちろんですよ。かりんちゃんの配信すっごく楽しみにしていますから。ありがとう。編集頑張るから。
Rinka's response sounded somewhat absent-minded. Something's up with her after all.
それじゃあ僕たちも落ちようか。明日も学園だし。
Yeah, you're right. Look forward to your next stream too, Karen. Though I wanted to know what was bothering her, that was all I could say for now. It's probably nothing anyway. I'm sure she'll be back to normal by tomorrow. Or at least that's what I repeated to myself in order to shake off my anxiety. Here's the thing, you don't need to pry, but you can send her a message that you seemed off today. If there's something you need to talk about, I'm always free. But I'm leaving it up to you. The next day! When I arrived at school and entered the classroom, Saijo had already begun studying on her own. From a distance, she appeared to be the same Saijo as always. I thought she'd been acting somewhat strange last night, but perhaps it was all just a mistake. Feeling a little relieved, I sat down at my desk. However, during modern Japanese class...
それじゃあこの続きを西条さんに読んでもらおうかな。あら？西条さん？
No matter how many times Minakoshi called her name, she didn't respond. The class began to buzz with whispers.
西条さん？聞こえているかしら？
Finally realizing her name was being called, she hurriedly looked down at her textbook.
すみません。教科書120ページ8行目から読んでくれるかしら？わかりました。
Falteringly, Saijo began to recite the designated passage aloud. It was an extremely unusual occurrence to see our resident honor students spacing out during class, not paying attention to the lesson. However, Saijo's inability to concentrate wasn't only limited to modern Japanese class. Throughout the rest of the day, she would fail to notice teachers calling her name, be unable to answer their questions, and, simply put, make lots of uncharacteristic mistakes. What's more, I would occasionally see her heaving a heavy sigh. Something must have happened after all. That night, though I didn't have work today either, I was having trouble deciding whether or not to invite Saijo to play.
つむぐさん、今夜はサウザンドガンズはどうしますか？私はやりたいんですけど、なんだか今日のリンカさんちょっとおかしかったんですよね。
Yeah, I thought so too. Not just a little strange, a lot.
もしかしてリンカさんに何かあったんですかね？
I have no idea. All she did was dodge the topic yesterday. If only there was some way to find
こんな
out.
時はラブノートの出番ですね。
I guess we don't have any other choice. Flipping open the love note, I wrote down the name of Rinka Saijo. Let's see what we can learn.
西条凛花、運命度56、悩みを聞いてみよう。
Well, at least our fate of this hasn't gone down.
それでコメントは悩みを聞いてみようですか？
Exactly what I suggested he do. Hell, that's something you should do even if you aren't trying to fucking romantically pursue someone. If someone is obviously out of it and worried, you should just walk up to them like, I'm not gonna force it out of you. You don't have to talk to me. Just know that if there is someone you need to talk to, I'm right here. You can talk my ear off if you ever need to. Like, even just that is enough. Just letting them know that someone is there for them to, like, lean on if it's needed. Maybe she didn't she clearly didn't want to talk about it yesterday. Could be something that she doesn't want others to know about, so I don't really want to force it out of her.
つむぐさん、次は二人きりの時に悩みを聞いてみてください。
Weren't you listening to what I just said? This man is too fucking reserved. Just asking if everything is okay and telling you that you were always willing to listen isn't, like, fucking bugging her about it. It's just showing that you're there to support, to help and support if it's needed.
もしかしたら昨日はあの場に私とマソラさんもいたから打ち明けづらかったのかもしれません。
Weren't you listening to what I just said? Did I read that? I don't know, but I did now.
ラブノートが悩みを聞いてみようと言っているんですから試してみるべきですよ。
Yes, you're right. The love note's advice hadn't let me down yet. It should be worth following this time as well. Fine, next time I'm alone with her, I'll try asking her what's wrong. That said, I don't really see us getting many chances to be alone together at school.
慣れるかどうかわからないなんて考えていては困ります。どんな手を使っても二人きりになるんです。 つむぐさんならできるはずですよ。リンカさんに元気を出してもらいましょう。
Love me, I'll grab both of my hands, squeezing them in encouragement. Love me, I didn't know you.
このままリンカさんの調子が悪かったら、つむぐさんの大好きなかりんちゃんの活動に支障が出るかもしれませんからね。
Oh, that's what you meant. Still, she was right. Saija's problems were Conan's problems too.
もしもかりんちゃんが活動休止するようなことがあったら。
I don't even want to imagine it. If it came down to it, hundreds of other fans would be devastated as
です
well.
よね。だからつむぐさん、お願いします。リンカさんの元気を取り戻してください。
Alright, I'll try my best. I decided Love Me was right, but this wasn't just about Cotton. After all, I wasn't only worried about her well-being, but Saijo's as well. After arriving in class the next morning, I immediately looked towards Saijo's desk to see how she was doing. As always, she was busy studying diligently. Appearance-wise, she seemed to be the same as ever. But the love note had told me to lend an ear to her worries, so there was no doubt something was troubling her. I'd have liked to ask her about it, but I had to be able to talk to her alone somehow. She'd been willing to meet me at Fairy Tale the last time I slipped her that note, but there was too many other people there. Anyway, the first period over, we had a short break before our next class. After a lot of thought, I decided I'd send a message on the Rhyme inviting her to have lunch with me. It would be too embarrassing to ask her directly, and I didn't want anyone else overhearing me either. So instead, I picked up my phone and spent 5 minutes composing as natural an invitation as I could. It's not going to be natural. If you'd like, want to have lunch on the roof today? That's the best I could come up with after 5 whole minutes. I mean, it works! I was fucking scared of what you're gonna be writing. That sounded more like a fucking formal invitation to a goddamn house party. And like some goddamn noble villa. Instead of a goddamn invitation to eat food on the rooftop. I was appalled by my own lack of literary talent, but with our next class about to start, I had no choice but to quickly scan my message for typos before hitting send. I waited anxiously, but Saijo's reply soon came. Though she hadn't said okay, she hadn't outright refused either. Even that was enough to make me thrilled. Feeling a little nervous, I began typing my reply. Just you and me. After hitting send, I decided to add a follow-up message just to be safe. If you don't want it to be just us, only us two, I can also try inviting Ale and Masato. How about it? Upon reading her reply, my heart started pounding. She doesn't mind. Does that mean she actually trusts me? Naturally, I immediately respond by saying, cool, just us two then. Let's meet on the roof after lunch. Since the whole reason I was doing this was to ask Saijo about her troubles, it may be shameless for me to think this, but absolutely could not wait for lunch to arrive. Long last, lunchtime rolled around. As soon as the bell rang, Saijo began fiddling with her phone. Hearing my own phone beep, I looked down to see a message from her. I quickly replied, said I'd go on ahead and wait for her on the rooftop. A moment later, Saijo stood up from her seat and threw a brief glance in my direction before heading towards the cafeteria. For some reason, the whole exchange just now was kind of exciting. It felt like we were dating in secret or something. With those thoughts in mind, I made my way up toward the roof on my own, feeling slightly guilty about being so excited about this. I arrived on the rooftop, which was utterly deserted as usual, as though it had been reserved for us. Sitting down on a bench, I waited patiently for Saijo to arrive. I'd brought the bento Uta had made me for lunch today, but I decided not to open it yet. Oh, it is nerve-wracking. Would I even be able to get Saijo to open up to me? About 5 minutes later, the door to the rooftop opened. I turned towards the voice to see that it was Saijo who had spoken. In her hands was a pastry that she'd apparently bought from the cafeteria. No worries, I'm sorry too for asking you to eat with me like this out of the blue. Huh? Really? Nodding shyly, she looked around the area.
隣いいかしら
Of course not. As I nodded nervously, Sideshow lowered herself down beside me. So close! Stop being a pussy. That's also like complete tangent, but My Tiny Senpai, or whatever the fuck the Japanese title is. Actually, hold on, let me go out of my way to look it up real quick. Uchi no kaisha no chisai senpai no hanashi. Or the English title is, yeah, that's just My Tiny Senpai. I want and need more, like, office romance anime. But they're so fucking rare. So I was delighted when this came. And I also read the manga. But I do have one issue. You're fucking adults. Why are you acting like fucking love-struck middle school maidens? About fucking everything. Come on. Frustrating. My immediate reflex was to scooch away, but I didn't want her to take it the wrong way, so I forced myself to stay still. Still, Sideshow really was incredibly pretty. Seeing her up close like this, I found myself unable to stop staring. I knew I shouldn't, but I just couldn't tear my eyes away.
佐久間くんはお弁当なのね
This casual question finally brought me back to my senses. Oh yeah, my little sister made it for me.
妹さんが珍しいわね
See, the two of us actually live by ourselves. So we have to split the housework between us. She takes care of the cooking while I do the cleaning and stuff. Also, we're not really that rich either, so I can't really go buy lunch at the cafeteria every day. That's why she usually makes lunch for me.
そうなのね変なことを聞いてしまってごめんなさい
Yeah, it's okay. It's not exactly a secret or anything.
考えてみたら私佐久間くんのことほとんど知らないのよね一緒にゲームをするようになってから結構経つのに
I guess I could say the same. I don't know anything about your personal life, Sideshow.
個人情報って言い方をされると思わず身構えてしまうわね
Private life, then. What? Personal life. And
大して
private
変
life.
わっていないわ
Well, the point is neither of us know very much about each other. Although I do remember everything you've said about yourself while streaming, Scotland.
カリンも私の一部だしそのまま私の言葉として受け取ってもらっても構わないけど
That's kind of difficult, to be honest. I mean, you're always so much more upbeat during your streams. It's hard to believe you're even the same person sometimes.
そういうこと本人に向かって言わないでほしいわ人権侵害だと思う
I am? Sorry, I meant it as a compliment.
どこが冷やかしているようにしか聞こえなかったんだけど
I mean, you're the one who came up with the whole Cotton character in the first place, and you do an incredible job playing the part every time. I'm just saying, it's not something anyone can do unless they have your self-production skills and acting ability.
そうなのかな
Sai just smiled shyly. I guess she wasn't as annoyed as she seemed after all.
実は私昔は女優さんに憧れていたのよ
Oh, really?
もっとも演技のレッスンを受けたとかどこかの事務所に所属していたとかそういうことは全然ないんだけどね子供の頃の漠然とした憧れっていうだけで
It's definitely something I could see you doing, though. After all, you're already used to play a character who's the complete opposite of you almost every day.
そうかな
Totally. I don't have no idea what it takes to become an actress, but I don't see any harm in going for it.
そっかそういうことを言ってくれる人もいるのね
Sayuji mumbled to herself as though deeply moved.
ねえ佐久間くんちょっと私の話を聞いてくれる実は私進路のことで悩んでいるの
Huh? After graduating?
そう
She nodded somewhat awkwardly. Could these be the worries of the love note hinted at? But hold on, surely her future career path is was something she should be discussing with a teacher, not a classmate. While I hesitated, Saija seemed to make up her mind and continued speaking.
これ本当は他の人にあんまり言っちゃダメなんだけど、先日私がやっている SNS にダイレクトメッセージが届いたの。
She pulled out her phone, tapped on it a few times, and showed me the screen. Annoying. Are you sure you want me to see this? With consent, I peered down at her phone. On the screen was a direct message she'd received on a certain social networking site. The sender was an extremely famous entertainment agency that even I knew about. Wait, is that? Looked up in surprise, to which Saija nodded.
要約すると、うちに所属しないかっていうお誘いだった。
Really?
この事務所は最近バーチャルアイドルのプロデュースも始めたみたいなんだけど、私の配信を見て興味を持ってくれたみたいなの。私あんまりテレビって見ないから芸能事務所には詳しくなかったんだけど、調べてみたらテレビに出ている芸能人もたくさん所属している大きなところみたいね。
It's true, they're famous enough that even I've heard of them before. It's pretty incredible that you got an offer from an agency like that. Excited to continue reading the rest of the direct message. Began with them praising Cotton's streams, followed by several lengthy but enthusiastic paragraphs that I, as a fan, agreed with immensely. Well, they've got an eye for talent, that's for sure. I could tell whoever had written the message was also a pretty big fan of Cotton as well. Seemed like nice people, so what's the problem?
確かにたくさんいるバーチャルアイドルの中から私を見つけてくれて、こうしてお誘いをもらえたのはすごく幸運な話だと思うわ。この事務所に入ったらもっとカリンのことをたくさんの人に知ってもらえるだろうし、いろんな人を勇気づけられると思う。でも
So I just stopped there and fell silent. What's wrong?
不安なの。私なんかがこんな立派な事務所に所属してちゃんとやれるのかって。
Here's the thing. They decided to invest in you, so you should just trust them if they are a trustworthy agency.
私バーチャルアイドルの活動はあくまで趣味としてやっているから、あんまり大ごとになったら困るなって思っているし。
Really? You never wanted to do as a job?
正直悩んでる。バーチャルアイドルとしてみんなと交流するのは楽しいけど、何十年も続けられる仕事だとは思っていないから。それに親は私に家業を継いでほしいって考えていると思うし。
I see. So what's so conflicted about what to do after graduation?
佐久間くんはどうすればいいと思う？
Well, honestly, there are just too many things I don't know. I can't really think of any good advice to give you.
そっか。
Still, the people at the entertainment agencies are professionals, aren't they? Sure, they have tons of experience dealing with talent who are worried about their future just like you are. So why don't you try talking to them about your concerns first? I think they'd be able to give you a better advice than me, and you can always give it some thought after you've heard what they have to say.
話を聞くだけ聞いて、やっぱり所属しないってなったら迷惑じゃないかな。
No, I don't think so. At the very least, the person who messaged you seemed like a really nice person. See, they even said that they'd like you to come to their office in person to talk over the details before making a decision.
でも知らない人に一人で会いに行くのは怖いし、ちゃんと話せるかわからないし。
Well, they did say you could come with a guardian if needed.
私バーチャルアイドルの活動は家族に内緒でやってるから相談できないのよね。
What if you used this opportunity to finally tell them about it?
絶対に無理。反対されるに決まってる。
Sai just stated flatly. Gotta think of it, she mentioned that fairy tale last time, just how strict her family was. If her parents or the school were to catch wind of her online activities, it'd be over for her.
私子供の頃から体が弱くて入退院を繰り返していたの。あの頃はちょっとしたことですぐに熱が出ちゃったりして、両親はすごく心配して、そのせいで私過保護に育てられたの。
Better overprotective than I need someone with ability to take over my family business, but so I don't care about the person herself. It had the potential to go that way. Similarly, it doesn't.
常に親の目が届くところにいなきゃいけなかったし、少しでも危険があることには挑戦させてもらえなかった。だからバーチャルアイドルになろうと決めた時も、両親には絶対にバレないようにしようと思った。バーチャルアイドルなんかになったら変な人から連絡が来るかもしれないでしょとか言われるのは目に見えているから。
I mean, that's just because they're worried about you, you know?
うん。それは分かっているの。ずっと両親の言いつけを守ってきた結果、私は病気のこと以外で大きな挫折を経験したことは一度もないから、家が裕福だったから何でも買ってもらえたし、それに関しては感謝している。でも両親は私の人生の障害を取り除きすぎた。おかげで私リアルで他人とコミュニケーションを取った経験が他の人に比べて圧倒的に少ないの。家が裕福だと何でもできると思われがちだけど、そんなことは全然ない。親が許可したことしかやらせてもらえなくて、私はずっと我慢してきた。
I see. During your streams, Conan is always extremely sociable and interactive with fans, but I was starting to understand why Saljo had such a hard time dealing with people in the real world. Plus, I rarely ever saw her talking to anybody at school. At any rate, now I knew why she had been acting so strange these past couple days. So the question, now the question was, what could I do to help her? Actually, I've got an idea. What if I went with you to meet with the agency? I don't want to tell your parents about the virtual idol stuff, but you still want someone to go with you to their office, right? So why don't I just go with you?
いいの？佐久間くんには全然関係ないことなのに。
That's not true at all. At least I think of you as a friend. It's only natural for friends to help each other when in need.
佐久間くん、本当にありがとう。
A white smile spread across her entire face as she said those words. Her smile was so beautiful I couldn't help but feel my heart begin to race. I said I thought of her as a friend, but this wasn't the sort of reaction one had towards their friends.
ただね、できればこのことは小泉さんやおきつねさんには。
I know, I won't tell Ale or Masura about this.
本当にありがとう。
Saijo gave me another exquisite smile. My chest filled with joy as I saw this look on her face, knowing that there was finally something I could do for her.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
Saturday, the next day, at noon, I waited at the entrance to the shopping district for Saijo. After our talk, Saijo had replied to the representative who had messaged her and agreed to meet with them to hear more details about the offer. It didn't take long for them to reply, asking her if she'd be available tomorrow. We were to have the meeting in a conference room at their office. Incidentally, the meeting with the representative was scheduled 20 minutes from now. In order to avoid being late at all costs, I'd arrived a little earlier than the two of us had arranged to meet. Almost as it came time for our rendezvous, I caught sight of Saijo approaching at a light jog from across the street.
ごめんなさい。待った？
Nah, I only got here about a minute ago, too. Besides, you're not even late. As I spoke, however, I couldn't take my eyes off her. You've seen the outfit before. Saijo looked incredibly cute in those casual clothes. Couldn't stop my excitement from rising at seeing that elegant outfit of hers. Perhaps she'd wanted to wear some a little more courageous today, since the meeting with the agency representative was also like an interview of sorts. By the way, she looked cute. Really cute. Like insanely cute. She was so cute I couldn't even find the words to describe it.
佐久間くんどうかしたの
Oh no, it's nothing. Quickly replied, snapping back to reality. Anyway, how are you feeling? Nervous?
結構佐久間くんは
Not really, I guess. I'm just here as a chaperone after all. If anything, meeting up with Saijo on a weekend was much more nerve-wracking than visiting this entertainment agency. I'd better be careful not to say anything weird.
そういえばまだ佐久間くんの設定を考えていなかったわね
Just as I was finally getting used to Saijo's clothes, she suddenly said something rather strange. Cover story.
事務所の人には一緒に話を聞いてもらいたい人を連れて行くとしか伝えていないの
I see, so you're saying that they have no idea what my relationship to you is. But normally they'd be expecting you to bring a guardian with you, right? Why didn't you just go with that?
じゃあ佐久間くん私の保護者を演じてくれる
No, I'm probably a bit too young for that.
でしょというわけで私たちの関係は何にする親戚友達それとも
What if we just go with relative? You could just say I'm your cousin or something, then I don't think it's too weird.
確かにそうねでも私たちって全然似ていないでしょいとこというには無理がないかしら
I know. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people who have cousins. They look nothing alike.
相手は人を見るプロなわけだしもし嘘がバレたら面倒なことになりそうだわ
I guess that's true. In that case, why don't we just tell the truth and say I'm a classmate and a friend who you play 1,000 guns with?
私も最初はそう思ったんだけど
Saijo continued hesitatingly.
男友達に一緒に大事な話を聞いてもらいたいってなんか変な意味に取られる可能性がないかしら
What do you mean?
その私たちが恋人だと思われちゃうとか
I wasn't expecting that. My mind suddenly went blank for a second from her words. I don't know. Do you think we look like a couple?
私はその可能性もあるかと思うんだけど
But I guess. I wonder if this means Saijo actually thinks of me as a potential romantic interest. I was thrilled at the thought. Still, if they've got as good an eye for people as you say, they should be able to tell we're just friends, right?
そうよね相手は人を見るプロだっていうのは私が言い出したんだし決めた佐久間くんのことは正直に信頼できる友達だって紹介することにする変なことを言っちゃってごめんなさい
No, it's okay.
それじゃあまだちょっと早いけど行きましょうか
Good idea. We'll just kill some time in front of their office if need be. So, following the directions of our phone's navigation apps, the two of us began heading towards our destination. About 2 hours later, after we'd finished talking with the representative from the agency, Saijo and I went to a nearby park to discuss our thoughts on the meeting.
疲れた
Finally,
それじゃあ
whoops,
早
fuck.
速
Finally, the detention
佐久間
drained.
くんの率直な意見を聞きたいんだけど
Finally, the tension drained from her body. Saijo heaved at a long sigh.
事務所の人の話を聞いてみてどう思った
Well, first, regarding the representative himself, he looked a bit pretentious to me. I didn't think he seemed like a bad person. It seemed like he manages a lot of other famous talents, and it sounded like he knew a lot about your streams as well. I'm sure it must have been him who had sent that enthusiastic DM in the first place. He proposed a lot of different ideas he had for managing you too, so if you did end up joining their agency, I think it'd be to Colin's overall benefit. Since they seemed like genuine fans of Colin, I felt as though she would be in good hands.
そっか
What about you? What did you think?
私もあの事務所に所属するのはすごくメリットがあると思ったあの事務所に所属しているバーチャルアイドルとコラボさせてもらえればカリンのことをもっとたくさんの人に知ってもらえるだろうしそうすればカリンを必要としている人に私の声がもっと届くと思うから
I'm glad you're seeing it so positively. I guess it was worth coming along with you today after
事
all.
務所の人は 佐久間くんのことを随分警戒していたけどね。
Yeah, I couldn't help but grimace a little at Saijo's teasing tone.
本当は彼氏なんじゃないかって何度も聞かれたものね。
Honestly, it was kind of annoying having to deny it so many times.
佐久間くんが妙に慌てていたから怪しいと思われたんじゃない？そんなに私が彼女だと思われたら嫌なの？
No, that's not it. I just felt like I had to make it clear we weren't dating so that it didn't cause you any problems.
まあ、そういうことにしておくわ。
Saijo replied, sounding a little miffed. By the way, he also asked if you'd be interested in trying your hand at acting alongside the virtual idol business, didn't he? And trying your hand at acting alongside the virtual idol business, didn't he? You've got the looks and you've got the talent as well. I think you could actually make a good go of it.
そうね。
Yesterday you said you'd always wanted to be an actress, didn't you? What did you think about his offer?
正直嬉しかったわよ。今でも演技をやってみたいっていう憧れはあるし、だけど厳しい世界だろうから憧れだけではやっていけないだろうし、両親には絶対反対されるだろうし。
But it's something you want to do, right? In that case, why not give it a shot? The representative said a lot of young actors got their start while still going to school. I don't think there'd be any harm in working as an actress for a couple of years to see if it works out. If it doesn't, you can always just start looking for a regular job later.
そんな中途半端なことでいいの？それに今はバーチャルアイドルの活動だけでいっぱいいっぱいだから、役者業まで始めたら勉強に集中できなくなるかもしれないし。
It's only been a short while since we got to know each other, but I was getting a much clearer picture of Saijo's situation. Like she said before, she'd spent her whole life having to deny herself. The love note had advised me to lend an ear to her worries, and that's what I managed to do. However, lending an ear wasn't enough. For Saijo's sake, and Cotton's as well, I'm sorry if this comes off sounding irresponsible, but I think you should take this step forward, Saijo. Yesterday you told me your entire life you had to deny yourself, doing only the things your parents allowed you to do, right? If that sort of life was something you hated, then this, right now, is your chance to change it.
ねえ、一つ質問してもいいかしら？
Anything, if it's something I can answer, that is.
じゃあ、遠慮なく聞くんだけど、佐久間くんって小泉さんと付き合っているの？
Huh? The question was so unexpected I could only grunt in response. Why is she asking this so now? We were talking about our future plans, weren't we?
うちのクラスでは佐久間くんと小泉さんの関係を噂している人がいるでしょ。二人はかなり仲がいいみたいだし、実際のところどうなんだろうと思って。
No. Aile's just a friend, that's all. In fact, she was the exact opposite of a romantic interest, someone who was trying to help me find love. So, though, obviously I couldn't tell Saijo that. Honest to God, you could just tell her, like, actually, no, I'm not dating her. If anything, it's kind of fucking weird, but she has an obsession with trying to hook me up with people. It's very weird. Like, I don't know why that is. Like, I guess she just, like, saw me on her, like, when I first met her, the day before she, transferred in, she just decided, you know what, this man needs help getting a girl. And she just hasn't left me alone since.
そっか。よかった。
Why is she so glad she's not going out with her? For some reason she just let out a sigh of relief. Why, did she say good just now?
それじゃあ、もう一つ追加で質問してもいい？
Sure.
佐久間くんは私のことをどう思ってる？
You better not chicken out, bitch! You better not chicken out! You fucking tell her honestly! What are you?
もちろん佐久間くんがカリンに憧れを抱いているのは知っているわ。でもカリンじゃなくて私のことはどう思ってるのかなって。
I was at a loss for how to answer this sudden question. But if she was asking this, wasn't my chance to answer honestly? Our faith in this was decently high, and she'd already opened up to me too. She had to like me too, right? If I assume our faith in this has risen even further after what happened yesterday and today, then confessing to her here just might work out. Alright, I'm gonna say it. Making my mind, I began to tell her how I really felt. It's hard to summarize what I think about you in a single sentence, but... First of all, I'd say that I thought you were incredibly pretty when I first met you.
Arigato.
At the same time, I thought you were kind of scary or hard to approach, rather.
悪かったわね.
Please don't glare at me like that. It was exactly the sort of thing that made her seem so intimidating. Still, when I saw you at the arcade trying to win that stuffed animal, I realized you had a really cute side to you too. And eventually we started playing games together and I got to know you even more. Now I don't think you're scary at all. Mostly.
ほとんど?
You're not scary at all, full stop. I said, obviously first. Anyway, I think you're a really sweet person, and I really enjoy spending time with you.
ちなみに、私の好感度が上がったのは、カリンの中の人だって分かったことも関係しているのかしら。
Well,
いいのよ、正直に言って。
I think you are an inseparable part of Cotton and vice versa. I like your personality when you stream as Cotton, and I like seeing you do your best to make your streams as fun as possible for your viewers as Saijo. The one who cheered me up when I was in the hospital depressed was equal parts Cotton and Saijo.
そっか。佐久間くん、ありがとう。
Saijo smiled, resting her hand gently on my own.
私ね、佐久間くんのことが好き。
She looked me straight in the eyes as she said this. I was so taken aback that time almost seemed to freeze for a
佐
moment.
久間くんは私の悩みを聞いてくれて、解決策を考えてくれて。
I can put the gun away, by the way. He did not chicken out.
やりたいことをやるべきだって、私の背中を押してくれるところが好き。
Her fingers slowly intertwined with mine as she spoke.
それでね、佐久間くんには私の背中を押した責任があるわけじゃない？
Huh? Was it just me or was this confession taking a rather unreasonable turn?
私はこれから学生とバーチャルアイドルと役者っていう二足どころか三足のわらじを履くことになる。当然勉強時間は少なくなるから、親が望む一流の学校に入れなくなるかもしれない。そうなったら感動されちゃうかも。もしそうなった時に佐久間くんには責任を取って私の面倒を見てほしいの。
By the next day, this motherfucker became the fucking honor student of the entire school with the highest scores. Fucking motivation! Oh, that's what you meant.
いや、
No, that's not it. In fact, that suits me just fine.
そう。よかった。それじゃあ、契約のキスを交わしましょうか。
Before I could even respond, she immediately leaned in, closing the distance between us. Oh! We are an hour into her route and they're already going out. What the fuck? They're moving fast in here. Is this what kids are like these days? Just kidding. Listen, I'm 23. I got to already talk like that. I planted a kiss on my lips. In that instant, my mind went blank. An extremely soft sensation was pressed against my lips. It was only after she pulled away that I could fully comprehend what had happened. Saijo? Couldn't stop myself from staring at her lips. I can't believe those luscious lips had just been touching mine.
私、佐久間くんが言う通り、もう我慢するのはやめにする。これからは私がやりたいこと、これまで我慢してきたことを全部やる。佐久間くんは私のことを理解してくれるのよね。私のすべてを応援してくれるって信じていいのよね。
Of course. I have to take responsibility for what I said after all. If that's what you want, I'll support you with everything I have. Wrong fucking mouse button. So there's no need to worry about whether you'll succeed as an actress or whether your parents will disown you. Whatever happens, I'll be there for you.
ありがとう。
I've died. She killed me with the diabetes. Ah, it actually hurt quite a bit falling down like that. Ah, my fucking knees. Ah. And the worst part is, I did it off screen, so I did it for nothing. I mean, my fault, I guess, but come on. Ow. My fucking knees.
佐久間くんのおかげで私は素直になれた。好きなことを好きだって言えたし、やりたいことをやりたいって言えた。
Though, I will say, as cute as this is, wow, it feels rushed. Like, this feels way too fast. Like, it feels so fucking out of nowhere.
だから佐久間くん、私の恋人になって。これからもずっと佐久間くんと一緒にいたいの。
I'd like nothing more. Love you too. So much so that it almost drives me crazy.
そう。よかった。
She murmured in relief from the bottom of her heart. Then, in unison, our lips came together again.
それじゃあ佐久間くん、恋人からの最初のお願い聞いてくれる？
Of course, anything. Despite my encouragement, Sajo averted her eyes in embarrassment.
あのね、今日はもう少し佐久間くんと一緒にいたいの。
Alright, I'm ready. Sure, I'd like that too.
そっか。
Saying this, Sajo gave me the cutest smile in the world. But then her cheeks flushed red for some reason.
それじゃあ行こっか。
Go where?
それはね。
At Sajo's request, the two of us arrived at a hotel. Yeah, this is going way too fucking quick, Jesus Christ. Like 1 hour, like less than an hour, really? Because I've been talking way too fucking much, as I always do, so I've probably just wasted like at least like 10 minutes or something. So like full fucking 50 minutes into the route, the confession happens and they immediately fuck. What the fuck? But not just any regular hotel, a love hotel. Are you sure about this?
私もやりたいことを我慢しないって決めたから。
Alright. Although bewildered at the sudden turn of events, upon seeing the earnest expression on Sajo's face, I steeled my nerves and slowly approached her. I have to fucking change the size of it again for this specifically. It's gonna be annoying because I have to change the size for this, then I have to change the size back for Tsujido. Good that I checked that one again.
佐久間くん。
It's still alright, actually. This man looks like he got some weird Mechanis-inspired hoodie on with like a minimalist design. Two of us sat down on the bed, cuddling together. The intoxicating stench he exudes was already making my head spin, but I couldn't rush things here. I reached out slowly as to not scare her, pulling her slender body towards me. When I touched her, she let out a passionate gasp. If you feel uncomfortable, don't hesitate to tell me to stop. Please tell me to stop. It's getting awkward already. I won't force you to do anything. Come on, stop me.
抵抗なんてしないわ。あなたなら嫌なことはしないって信じてるから。
西条。
それよりもごめんなさい。自分から誘ったのにあなたにリードしてもらって、いざここまで来たら体が思うように動かなくて。
I'm pretty sure that's normal. Honestly, I'm really nervous too. I don't know if I'll be able to do a good job of taking the lead, but I'll take things at your pace, so don't worry.
ありがとう。
Now
信じ
then,
てるわ。
turn this way. Yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna stop the recording until the H scene is over.
ど
Okay,
のうちそうなるって覚悟していたし。
I did not let it finish there. I just decided to, you know, touch face again. The actual H hasn't happened. However, the MC did say the words, "I liked big boobs," and I could not lie. Also, I don't know if this is going to disappoint Bud or just make him even happier, but despite being like a little bit of a tease, at least every now and again, she is now the teased. She is being teased a lot, in fact. MC has unlocked the S energy. Or in other words, Rinka, bottom. On another note, immediately after I paused the recording, I took a look at Twitter, and today I learned that there's an episode of Powerpuff Girls where one of the girls finds out the life hack of just, it doesn't have to be your teeth under the pillow. It can just be the teeth of anyone you beat the fuck up. Anyways, back to the H scene. And to Stellaris video for some reason. Yamfa is very fun. Also, he's a bit psycho, really. With it. Who the fuck thinks of playing Skyrim without using the left stick? Oh well, BRB. They're done doing the fug! By the time we finished up and left the hotel, it had gotten completely dark outside as we made our way home. Also, yeah, I think, certified absolute power, absolute massive bottom. As I looked at Rinka walk beside me, it finally sunk in. I actually did it, huh? I murmured softly, still unsure if I was dreaming. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined being in a romantic relationship with Rinka. If someone had told me about this before I picked up the love note, I know I would have never believed it. I don't know if someone had told me about this last week, I probably wouldn't have believed it.
意外なのは私も同じよ。まさか紡とこんなに早く深い関係になるとは思わなかったわ。
You're the one who invited me to the hotel, though.
あの時は完全に勢いだけで行動していたのよ。
Mean you regret doing it?
そんなわけないでしょ。今は幸せな気持ちでいっぱいよ。
See. Glad to hear it.
ねえ、もしも学園のみんなが私たちの関係を知ったら驚くでしょうね。みんな紬は恋美さんと付き合っていると思っているみたいだし。
That's just a stupid rumor. I'm sure it'll go away if you tell everyone that we're together now.
紬は私たちのことを公表したい？
Yeah. A little embarrassing to announce our relationship in front of everyone. But it'd be pretty hard to talk to each other in claws otherwise with everyone staring at us. What about you? Do you want other people to know about us?
私はみんなに知らしめたいかな。そうすれば他の子が紡に手を出さないよう牽制できるし。
She is an absolute bottom, but that doesn't stop her from putting on the smug, and I adore that. No need to worry about that. I'd never cheat on you. If anything, I'm the one who should be feeling insecure. You're the most beautiful girl I've ever met, and you're gonna be getting to know all sorts of people in the entertainment industry from now on, so...
心配してくれてありがとう。
Anyway, if you're alright with it, why don't we announce our relationship at the end of the long weekend?
そうしたいのは山々なんだけど、いろいろ考えるとやめておいた方がいいかなって思うの。
Why not?
私の親は過保護で心配性っていう話をしたでしょ。私と紡が付き合っていることが噂になって、何かのきっかけで両親の耳に入ったら面倒なことになるかもしれないし。
If that happens, I'll just have to meet them in person, Tom, or a couple.
ありがとう。紡はかっこいいわね。ただ、私はこれから親に内緒で事務所に所属して役者活動をすることになるから、しばらくはこれまで通り優等生を演じて親の目をごまかさないといけないと思うの。私の親、彼氏の存在を知ったら興信所を使ってそこを調べさせるくらいのことはしそうだから、もしそうなったら芋づる式に役者活動のこともバレちゃうでしょ。
I see. Well, I certainly don't want that. Still, it's pretty crazy that they'd go that far just because their daughter got a boyfriend. Rich people sure are a different breed.
面倒な親でごめんなさい。
Nah, don't apologize. It's okay. I'll try to keep our relationship on the down low for now, then.
よろしくお願いします。
If you, just, you know, if you ever meet her parents, like, just be like, yeah, you probably have had your detectives investigate me at this point, so you have probably found out about my father. Well, I'll tell you right the fuck now, I'm not like my father. The entire reason why I'm going out with Rinka is because I was just that with her. I was very apprehensive of love, in fact, so... You have nothing to worry about. If anything tried to do anything to her, I would personally beat the shit out of them. You wouldn't even need to hire someone to do that for you. By the way, why'd you ask if I wanted to make our relationship public anyway? Considering how your parents are, I feel like it was never a good option to begin with. When I asked you this, Rinka let out a mischievous smile like a child caught playing a prank.
それは紡に浮気心があるかをチェックするためよ。もしも公表したくないって言われたら、あわよくば浮気したいんだって判断していたわけ。
I will always stay with the general belief. No need to hide it, no need to announce it. Come on, I thought you trusted me.
怒らないでよ。今は全幅の信頼を置いているから。
Rinka said teasingly, wrapping an arm around
それ
mine.
に、いざとなったら私の親に挨拶するって約束してくれたし。
Well, of course, it's the least I could do.
ちなみに私のお父さん、ものすごく厳しいから覚悟しておいてね。学歴至上主義って感じで、学力が低い人間は会話することすら許されないし。
Seriously? Well, then I'm gonna have to start studying to get into a prestigious school the moment I get home. Rinka giggled when I said this, though I was only half joking. Oh, they really did come when I got to meet her parents.
俺のキューピッドがポンコツすぎて怖い。
I still don't know why they decided to drag out the kawaii at the end there. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna end it here. That was a good place to end it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one and see you next time. Bye bye.